Eastern Mosaic's special 150th anniversary commemorative project visited the Beacon Ridge Primary School in Welbedagt recently. And now we'd like to share this heartwarming experience with you.
As the crow flies, it's just 5 kilometers from Chatsworth to Welbedagt, but the switchback road makes the journey seem longer.
I've just arrived in the location of Welbedagt, an area that's under the government's Reconstruction and Development Programme. Welbedagt is also known to be one of the most impoverished sectors within the eThekwini municipality. Today, Eastern Mosaic's focus is on Beacon Ridge Primary, where most of the learners come from very poor surrounding areas.
Despite the poverty prevalent in the area, Beacon Ridge Primary is a neatly kept tribute to the hard work of the learners and staff.
Hello, my name is Violet. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
After a quick peek at the classrooms, Eastern Mosaic asked Mr. Kriba Vayapuri to give us some background.
Mr. Vayapuri, please tell us a bit about the living conditions of the Welbedagt learners that come to Beacon Ridge.
Learners come from homes that are impoverished. Many of our learners hail from homes where there are no parents. In other words, they are orphans and vulnerable children. We also have learners that come from homes where there are no people working.
What is the unemployment rate of the parents of these learners?
I would say that the unemployment rate is about 80 to 90%, and that is extremely high. And that is why you'll notice that the poverty index in the area is so very, very high.
Now, to what extent are the learners affected by HIV and AIDS?
The AIDS pandemic is wreaking havoc in the community. My learners here are either directly affected or infected by the virus. Many of them live with gogo, that is a grandmother, or aunts and uncles malume, because many of their parents have actually passed away as a result of the AIDS pandemic.
I'm also aware that your school doesn't take the predicament of the learners lying down. Can you tell me more about that?
My vision here as principal of Beacon Ridge Primary School is to try and create a very happy and a stable community, school community, providing a broad range of experiences and opportunities for every learner to acquire the necessary skills, the necessary knowledge, the expertise, values, and my intention is to make our learners realize that they must not rely heavily on handouts. And we use the land space at school in order to grow vegetables, and these vegetables are used in a soup kitchen. So our learners are also provided with a very healthy meal.
How are the learners affected academically?
I firmly, as an educator, believe that there is no direct link between the environment and a child's intellectual abilities. People are known to rise above the constraints of the environment and in order to excel. And this is truly the miracle about Beacon Ridge. We have learners that come from, as I said, the most indigent community. Their homes are bereft of any of the comforts that many of us take for granted. These learners are known to excel. In 2009, there was one of the biggest stockbrokers in South Africa ran a competition in collaboration with a company known as Greater Good South Africa. We entered this competition, and in 2009 we emerged co-winners with the school in the Transvaal.
At this point, our partners, the Gift of the Givers, arrived, bringing materials to sew or sew with an E or an O.
The other purpose of our visit is to lend a helping hand. In this regard, we've once again joined hands with Gift of the Givers. But first, let's pay a visit to the school's sewing room, where we shall, courtesy of Gift of the Givers, make a small contribution.
True to its innovative approach, the school has set up a sewing project for the mothers and older sisters of the learners.
The Gift of the Givers today has given you machines and fabric. This is just a little something that can earn you a lot of income.
The ladies wasted no time in trying out the new equipment.
We're making a school uniform, and they teach us a lot of things, and we're so happy to learn to sew because we got our children. Some people, they are poor, they need a man like me.
I feel very happy, so excited.
I feel so happy, and I know that I can teach the other one who don't know how to sew.
I'm too very happy. May I take this opportunity of thanking Eastern Mosaic as well as Gift of the Givers for having selected a school that's extremely well deserving. If I may say so, you couldn't have selected a more appropriate school for the simple reason that if you want to see transformation in action, then Beacon Ridge Primary is certainly the school that represents the face of the transformed school in the present South African climate.
Anyone that comes into the school to uplift this community, which is very, very deserving, is indeed blessed, and our children are blessed.
A very big thank you to Gift of the Givers and Eastern Mosaic for this initiative that has brought Beacon Ridge into the limelight and revealed to the rest of the community what these learners have to go through.
By now, the beginnings of an orchard were taking place alongside the vegetable garden.
Well, we've come in full force today, and courtesy of Gift of the Givers, Eastern Mosaic will also try to do its bit for the school's fruit and veg garden initiative.
While the learners prepared new seed beds, final adjustments were made to the irrigation system.
Well, Lisi, tell me, what vegetables are you planting here today?
We'll be planting spinach, cabbage, carrot, beetroot and beans.
How long until the school can actually use the fresh produce?
It depends on the veg. Cabbage, it can take about 5 months, and spinach can take about 2 months. But they need to water the garden very well.
Salim, when Eastern Mosaic was in discussion with Gift of the Givers, we decided that at Beacon Ridge we would do something completely different to the handouts that we do at other schools. What was the inspiration behind this?
Well, in most of the schools we find that children come hungry to school. Some of them don't even have a meal, and in certain schools we have soup kitchens, and this garden project is one of the projects that assists them in the soup kitchens, and also they could sell some of this veggies to the markets, the local people, and earn some money for the school towards the soup kitchen.
In our endeavours to commemorate 150 years of Indians in South Africa, why is it important that we involve young South African learners from poor areas?
Well, most of the poor areas have these problems where they don't have food, clothing, no jobs. So this is part of our skills and development, including our sewing groups where we donate machines, materials, our garden projects where we donate seeds, fertilizers, fencing equipment, etc. So this helps them to survive.
The fresh produce would be ready in a few months, but a lot of hungry tummies needed feeding right now.
During our time in Beacon Ridge Primary, the Eastern Mosaic team was struck by quiet strengths and resilience amongst these children. Some of them had some heart-wrenching stories to tell.
People are so poor, suffering for food. Some of them sitting on the streets begging for food. I live with my 2 sisters. I don't have any parents. There's a lot of drugs there, and some of them got diseases. But I am very clever, that's why I don't get the diseases. And I pray to God and things get better every day.
Today we visited a school that depends largely on sponsorships and donations. The living conditions of these learners are appalling, and most of them cannot wait to come to school for the one meal that the school soup initiative provides. This is also why Eastern Mosaic and Gift of the Givers focused on strengthening the school's food garden initiative, and in the process plant the seeds of self-sustainability.